All right, YouTube, we are back at it. We did, you'll see a time-lapse video here shortly, but we did get that subframe in. We put it in one go, like everything all at once. So this is all connected, all the linkage was all put in already. I built it on the ground. And then we ended up putting this in. I got a little shock hanging here just to kind of see what it would look like. And then these used to be red, they're like KYBs. I painted them black. I'm gonna paint them black. Again, this is just to look good and for a couple months until I decide which coilovers I decide to go with. I didn't do any modifications for drift. This is literally just gonna be a road car. But it was a pain in the ass to get in one piece. I used the forklift at the shop to get it done. A little update, these are all the struts that I finished painting. These need to be cleaned out. I'm gonna hit them with some brake clean. Let this paint cure a couple more days and then hit this with brake clean, clean out all this, basically all the inside of that. Make sure not to mess up the seals. They were rebuilt, I don't know, 10 years ago. Rubber seems pretty good in it. There's a place called Threads for the South here in Georgia. I matched up bolts. I just sent it to them, then they gave me new ones. The rack and pinion is pretty much all done. It's just drying right now. Everything was good. I untwisted them, repacked them in grease. I need to put tie rod ends in. I had the linkages at my house in my blaster. I'm blasting all the other linkage that goes and connects the steering column to the rack and pinion. Today I plan on, once that's dry, getting the front subframe done, since I ran into an issue assembling basically the rear struts. The kit that I have, I didn't realize that I needed these new rubber bushings. So basically this is called a spring seat, and that spring, it sits on the spring. Oh, there's another one right here, kind of like this, and that goes up inside the car. Again, I ain't done this before. I can turn wrenches and take anything apart, put it back together again, but I've never done these before, so they look pretty freaking nasty. These are literally probably from '87. They're definitely factory. I ordered them from Atkins Rotary. They're very expensive. They're like 78 bucks a piece. Can't believe how expensive that little piece of rubber is just to sit there, and then basically your strut will come up through there, spring goes over it, and there's a couple other parts. I do have the rest of the components for that, like a spacer, basically all the different parts for the strut to get that finished. So it's going to be here next week. Unfortunately, shipping, it's not like Amazon from Atkins. Not to talk bad about Atkins. Atkins is fantastic, don't get me wrong. It's just that I think we're so into getting things so quickly that when you actually want something, like so from Amazon, you can get it like next day. When it comes to car parts, not the case. I guess that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of give an update on where we're at. We're actually going to finish the linkage, and then once we're done with the linkage, get that steering rack put in, the front subframe in. The paint arrived today. It's at my paint shop right now. They're going to try to match it as best they can, so that we can put it in the engine bay, because I don't want to use the like House of Colors nice stuff on the outside or on the engine bay. I want to use that on the outside of the car. So they're going to match it just so I can shoot enough to put it on the engine bay and call it a day. We did put these control arms together. This is a pain in the ass. If I've heard people say, oh yeah man, you just drill it out right here and they just slide right off. I just read that in forums. That's a bunch of shit. You can't do that. I've tried it. If somebody's done it, cool. You know what I was thinking actually was trying to find, since this is, you know, pretty deep in there, I was wondering if you could get a hole saw with a shorter bit and get it to sit kind of in there and kind of center it, and then drill it. I thought about putting a cork in there, getting it dead center, and then putting the drill bit in there to see if I could chew out the old ones. But what I ended up doing is notching the metal, and this shit's everywhere. See, well, here's a piece of right here. I wasn't very happy about it. I just notched it, cut it. Oh, it's a mess here. and I spilt that oil. What I did was put oil down in there and then kept turning it with some giant channel locks till it was free, and then finally chopped it off. My entire thing is spilt oil. It was not fun. I beat the living hell out of it. I had to do both of them. The rest of the parts are on the floor there. But yeah, if you've never done that before, it's really awesome. You'll definitely love doing it. Taking the ends off were terrible. This side was pretty damn easy. Put it in the vise, put a socket in there, a big enough socket to fit in there, and then you just push it out. And then with the sockets there, you just put a smaller socket on the other side and just push it out. It didn't flex it or anything. It was just small enough to get in there. Energy suspension comes with this goop, which is some grease. That shit is a mother trucker to get on your. If you get it on your hands, it's permanent. You have to get some, like, I use denatured alcohol to clean everything, so I just spray with denatured alcohol, throw it in the trash. But anyways, I'm gonna show the video of us putting that in. It's a time-lapse video, and then a little commentary after that. But that's it for today. See you guys. Alright, YouTube, back at it again with this little RX7 rebuilding nonsense. I was just kind of figuring out which position these hubs go, kind of where, I guess they're called knuckles, how they connect into the shock or the strut, and then obviously my shocks. I knew Atkins Rotary is that place that I was trying to remember. I got these coming from Atkins Rotary. Drive shaft door is already done. I kind of split everything up. The rear stuff is back there. Already got basically rear stabilizer bar. I got to connect a whole bunch of other nonsense in. I'm missing these pieces. These are kind of old. I want to put brand new ones in, so those are coming from Atkins. Should be here tomorrow. I did start working on the subframe, so I actually got the subframe in, which was kind of a weird challenge. What happens is that you have these bolts, and underneath it, if you look at the lettering or the numbers underneath these bolts, they number 8. So mine were kind of crappy, so I soaked them in Vaporust on Friday and basically cleaned them the best I possibly could this morning. They just kind of rinsed them off and hit them with the wire brush. They're good to go. This side, it looks like it's right, but if anybody watching this video, if you know if this is right or not, I think it is. It makes sense to me because it's a flat washer. It's got a hat on the bottom of these bolts, and then there's a lock washer, and then the nut itself. They're the same threads. I checked this one to that one. They seem right, but I'm not 100% sure. I am not a pro at this. I'm just learning, so that's weird. This is a dust boot, I guess, that goes over this. It's a mother trucker to get off, I'll tell you that. So I think I'm gonna keep it on there for now until I kind of figure that out. But that's all been cleaned. Everything's been cleaned and epoxied. I'm getting ready to put the the suspension in, and then the steering in. I did get the tie rods in today. I put these A-arms in. They're just kind of mocked up. They're not tightened or torqued. I gotta find the specs for them. Pretty easy though. They, if you haven't done this before, this actually bolts in up under here, and then this kind of sits in a cradle. They're a pain in the ass to turn. You can do them by hand, but this will turn over and it'll kind of be upside down. This will go in there. I don't know if this is the right way. They're kind of universal. I think if you flip them over, they'll fit differently. So I'm not sure. If I like the Mazda showing, so it's gonna sit here. Nobody's gonna see it, but I mean, I'll see it. So I want the Mazda to show. If it's the wrong way, I'll just flip them over. But we'll just check the geometry once I get it in. It's pretty cool. Somebody told me that this isn't supposed to flop like this, but I opened that boot. I checked it. The grease is perfect. Everything's perfect, and there's nothing to kind of hold it up. There's no like tension in there. There's nothing that's worn, nothing, no metal shavings. It looks brand new. I mean, it's an 87, but I mean, the grease is perfect. Everything's perfect. So if it is a problem, I'll just take them out and redo it again. It's not a big deal. I don't know if you can get it out if the engine's in place. Might be a pain in the ass then, but you can always jack the engine up, or I have a cherry picker, so I can just pick it out and redo it if I have to. Hopefully I'm good. It's a manual steering rack, so there's obviously no power, no fluid, no nothing. I am right now at my house. I have the pedal, both the pedals and the kind of the pedal carriage at my house. I'm gonna powder coat it black and get ready to fabricate a pedal. So I might go RX8 pedal, but the kind of pedals kind of sit kind of like this, and then the pedal kind of goes out like that. I need to figure out how to mount. I don't really want to mount it to the firewall. I kind of want to mount it to that bracket that's already there. We'll figure that out. That's kind of next. Obviously your steering kind of goes through here. Your supposed to be your wire harness go through there, and then this is for your brakes. Obviously it kind of lines up where your brake pedal would be. I am going Chase bays, so I have a brake booster delete, so that'll clean up this engine bay. But I want to keep the video short. I did visit a buddy. In North Georgia. He's got a ton of cars. So at the end of this video, you're gonna just watch cars the rest of the way. So anyways, till next time, I'll give you guys an update. See ya.